What's up, guys? Good morning. I have a few things to share with you today. Obviously, the title of this video is Handling Emotions Well and Understanding the Doom Loop of Self-Victimization. Now, the only reason that I'm sharing this with you is obviously because I'm reading about this, I'm learning about this, and it's from two different sources, okay? So I'm doing the Freedom in Christ, like a 10-week discipleship program. And it's been completely transforming how I understand like the freedom that God has given me. But also, I'm listening to Nick Peterson, who's like actually in the cryptocurrency world, but he has a very unique way of looking at the mind and recognizing all this stuff. So a lot of times, right, I experience this often with myself and with women that I talk with. They tell me the same thing that like I'm struggling with, right? I'm in a funk, I feel stuck, I've tried everything, nothing has worked, which in part leaves me feeling like a failure and super discouraged, especially when it comes to my mental health. Now listen to me. Handling emotions well, right? I'm trying to figure out how to handle my emotions well, because I believe, and this of what I've read in my Freedom in Christ book, and also what you read in the Bible, okay? It says that in Exodus 34:14 that it describes God as a jealous God. We are told it is possible to grieve the Holy Spirit in Ephesians 4:30, and Jesus wept at the grave of Lazarus in John 11:35. Okay. Oh, and when he looked at Jerusalem in Luke 19:41. So Jesus experienced these emotions, right? And so basically, I'm not here to poke fun at you or to make you feel worse about your emotions, okay? I want to help you understand I want to help you understand what it is so that you can recognize it and get your power back to overcome them, okay? Because you feel emotions does not make you a weak person. Just like I told you, God is an emotional God, okay? And we are created in his image, okay? Your emotions are to your soul what your ability to feel pain is to your body. Somebody write that in the chat for me. Your emotions are to your soul what your ability to feel pain is to your body. So if you think about your emotions as like a light in your car, like when your check engine light comes on and it's red, right? It's telling you like, hey, your check engine light, go get it diagnosed. Go to like something's going on with your engine, right? And a lot of times like we can choose to ignore that check engine light. We can put a piece of paper over it so that it doesn't, so that we don't see the check engine light. We can even smash it with a hammer, right? But that does not, just because we can't see it, doesn't mean that it's not there, right? So things like hormones or even the weather can play a part in producing negative emotions, but generally speaking, they are a gift from God to help us uncover something we believe that isn't actually true. So I don't know exactly where we're gonna end up in this conversation, okay? But I think it's very important in order for you to understand, recognize, and get your power back from these emotions, from feeling like a failure, from like feeling like you're in a funk, feeling like you've tried everything and nothing has worked. I want you to understand, okay? In whatever doom loop you found yourself in, you have to understand technical versus adaptive problems, okay? And this was like, man, this was such an eye-opener for me as a coach, but also me personally, how I can get so frustrated, discouraged in my emotions, right, that I'm feeling, and understanding technical versus adaptive problems have totally like transformed, like, oh my goodness, how to coach people better, but also how to coach myself, and also to seek the resources, the necessary resources. Okay, so I'm not wasting my time. Listen to this, okay? A technical problem. So let me explain to you what a technical problem is, okay? A technical problem is easy for an expert to diagnose and to fix. It's straight up. It's cause, effect, solution. Okay, so listen to this. You step on a nail. The problem is, right, you might get tetanus. So you go to the doctor, they give you a tetanus shot, boom, done. Your car breaks down, right? You take it in, ends up needing a new belt or something like that. Boom, problem fixed, you drive away, problem solved. That is a technical problem, all right? An expert diagnoses it and fixes it right away, right? Straightforward. Now, an adaptive problem is more complicated and dynamic, and this is what you guys need to understand, okay? Technical, straight up. You step on a nail, might get tetanus, go get a tetanus shot, you're good to go. Your car breaks down, it needs a new belt, right? You take it in, put a new belt in, fixed, done, right? An adaptive problem is more complicated and dynamic, and most of our problems, guys, are adaptive. And the problem is we try to find a technical solution for an adaptive problem. And I'm going to explain more of this, and we're also going to talk more about the emotions, but I think it's very important for us to recognize and understand technical and adaptive problems, right? So we can recognize the problem in my life. Is it technical? Right? Is it like a straightforward answer, straightforward diagnosis? Give me a pill, give me a shot, change the belt in my car, whatever it is, right? Is this problem technical and it's just a straightforward answer? Or is this problem that I'm facing an adaptive problem? Is it more complicated and dynamic, therefore requires an adaptive solution? Right? Because a lot of times we're trying to fix an adaptive problem with a technical solution. So it's important for you to understand this. An adaptive problem or an adaptive solution, right, cannot be delivered by the authority, by the person that's diagnosing. So listen to this, okay? If you are diagnosed with high cholesterol and heart issues, okay, the authority, the doctor in this case, can tell you that your weight is likely causing the problem, but they cannot deliver the best solution. So the doctor can tell you, like, okay, you've got some high cholesterol, got some heart issues going on, okay? They cannot deliver. They might be able to give you, like, they might be able to give you a pill, the best solution, right? They can't deliver it because they cannot eat, exercise, sleep, and make better decisions for you day to day. The solution lies in adapting your behavior, okay? So technical problem, technical solution. Straightforward, boom, here you go, here's a pill, here's a new belt for your car, here's a tetanus shot, okay? But if you have an adaptive problem, okay, weight loss, your spiritual health, your emotional health, okay? And I know that you can also go see a psychiatrist for your emotional help, but if you're like me and you went to go see a psychiatrist, and I'll share this with you guys, okay? Because this is very important. You guys heard me talk about how I was really struggling with depression and my anxiety. I had a panic attack on June 12th when we were coming back from California, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what is wrong? What is wrong? Right? I thought it was a technical problem. I thought if I go see a psychiatrist, they're going to diagnose me and give me a pill, give me a technical solution to my problem. Now, for some of you, that may be the answer, but I want to share this with you because it's very important. I went to go see the psychiatrist. He diagnosed me bipolar, okay? Now, I have a lot of family history with bipolar disorder. So it kind of made sense. But as he was talking and asking me about the medications that I was taking, I told him that I had been taking progesterone. And he said, okay, how long have you been taking progesterone? That's a hormone, right? So that could also make you irritable, depression, things like that, right? So I was like, well, I've been taking the progesterone for about 3 months. And I'm taking the progesterone because of my endometriosis. Right? The stuff with my uterus. I'm trying to avoid getting my uterus taken out, so I started taking the progesterone. Man, let me tell you, when I told him that I've been taking the progesterone for almost 3 months and I have been experiencing like the anxiety, the depression and stuff for about 3 months, I was like, oh my goodness. He said, okay, your doctor wants you to be on the progesterone, so we are keeping you on the progesterone, and I'm going to diagnose you bipolar. So I'm going to give you some, I forget what the exact medication was called, but he wanted to put me on mood stabilizers. And I was like, man, because I don't know if you guys know anything about mood stabilizers, but they keep you pretty mellow, like pretty straight, so you don't experience the lows, but you also don't experience the highs. And so at that point, though, I was like, man, I don't know. So I started praying, also went to my discipleship meeting the next day. I was talking to them about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take the progesterone. I stopped taking the progesterone. And I'm telling you guys, a month later, I was driving down Miracle Mile, or I had exited off Miracle Mile, was going to make a left on Flowing Wells. And I remember this. It was June 16th. And it was like the sun was shining all of a sudden. And I don't know if you guys struggle with depression or anxiety or anything like that, but I was driving and I was like, oh my gosh, it feels like the sun is shining. Like I felt like I was out, like out of this deep, dark hole that I had been in. And so, mind you, I did not take the mood stabilizers, but this is to show you, I guess it was a technical problem that I thought I had. I go visit a psychiatrist. They're going to fix me, give me a pill, boom. A lot of times, right, our problems are adaptive, or like we're going to get into, they could be kind of the both, right? So, but let me tell you this, okay? And this is why a lot of us struggle, because most people want every problem to be technical. Of course we do, right? Like I want to lose weight. Just tell me the food I got to eat. Just tell me the workouts I got to do, right? Just tell me, give me a pill. I'm having trouble losing weight, so maybe it's just my hormones, right? So I'm going to go see somebody who's going to just fix my hormones, and that's going to fix my weight loss. Like, adaptive problems are much more complicated and dynamic, and they require you to put in work. And so there's this quote that I also heard that I was like, oh man. And it says, hang in there with me, guys. Did I not write it down? Well, many of the problems we face are adaptive, and we want a technical solution, right? Because we crave dopamine without work. Listen, we crave dopamine without work. We want good news without effort. Okay? And I know that might be hard for you to wrap your brain around, but think about it. When you're looking to lose weight, what's the first thing you do? I'm just gonna go keto, right? I'm just gonna go keto. And, or we search the internet, right? We look for, if we're already currently doing an exercise program that tells us to eat healthy and drink the water and put in the work, and we're not losing weight as quickly as we would like to, or we're not getting the results as quickly, right? We're not seeing the change, we're not getting the dopamine hit, right? Then we'll just change. Think about why a lot of people watch the news. A lot of people watch the news because they're hoping to hear good news without any effort. This is like baked into us as humans, okay? So, here's another thing, right? To me, I've been trying to figure out as a coach, like, man, I want to help women, right? I don't just want to give them a meal plan. I don't just want to, people who are like truly seeking Jesus, right? Who want true freedom in Christ. I don't want to just like give them a Bible verse that's going to like give them that quick dopamine hit of inspiration, right? Without any effort. I also don't just want to get on here and tell you guys good news and like give you a dopamine hit without effort. Right? I mean, I want to keep it real. I don't want my clients to come in and me tell them like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. All I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a meal plan and you're going to do these workouts and you're going to be good. Right? Let me tell you, I can honestly, for a lot of you women out there that want to lose weight, the technical solution to weight loss is eat less calories than you are exerting every day, right? Be in a calorie deficit. That's the technical solution. But what I find is you don't have a technical problem. It's not that you literally can't lose weight, right? It's not like you medically cannot lose weight. You have an adaptive problem, right? You're stressed. You binge eat. You're an emotional eater. You can't recognize your hunger cues. You don't have time to meal prep. A lot of us want technical answers for an adaptive problem, and I've finally been able to put a name to it. So here's the thing though also, right? Recognizing that authority and leadership are kind of two different things, right? You can have an authority figure with poor leadership or an authority figure with good leadership. And I'm gonna give you guys an example here. So we were talking about the person with high cholesterol and heart issues, how there is a doctor, technically, there's no technical solution for that, right? It has to be an adaptive solution. The authority cannot give you a pill and make your life all better for your high cholesterol and your heart issues, right? You're gonna have to adapt your behavior. You're going to have to eat healthy, exercise. What else did I say? Do all those things, right? You're gonna have to do the work. Now, that doctor with poor leadership, right? Or even a coach, even me as a coach. If you're a client that comes to me and you want a technical solution to your adaptive problem, right? I can give you a meal plan. I can give you the workout, right? To make you happy or keep your business. I can treat your adaptive problem with a technical solution. But what I found is that's not, even if you give somebody what they want, it's not what they need. And that's like one of the hardest things about being a coach is I want to help these women. But there are a lot of women out there who are searching for a technical solution to an adaptive problem. So instead of just handing you the meal plan and just handing like, oh yeah, just show up here and work out 3 times a week, right? An authority with good leadership will help you understand how your behavior is contributing to the problem and help you begin to modify it. Let me tell you that again. Authority with good leadership will help you understand how your behavior is contributing to the problem and help you begin to modify it. We do this all the time though, guys, too, like politicians, teachers, coaches, right? We want them to give us a technical solution to our adaptive problem. But like I was saying before, if we cannot first understand the difference between a technical problem and an adaptive problem, we won't be able to recognize if our problem is adaptive or technical and if it requires a technical or adaptive solution. And that's how we get stuck in this doom loop of self-victimization. Because we have an adaptive problem and we're looking for a technical solution. And so we blame everybody else. It's everybody else's problem. It's the coach's problem. It's the trainers. Like, the trainer sucks. It's the teacher sucks. It's the politician sucks. It's the president sucks. And this is why, guys, too, I keep saying this and I have such a passion for not only like going on Facebook Live and sharing this stuff with you guys, but like, man, like the stuff that's going on with our public schools and in our communities, right? Those are, a lot of them are adaptive problems. and they require adaptive solutions. We have to be willing to modify our behavior in order to change the problem. And the thing is, it's hard for us to do that. And so, I want to talk to you guys then also more about the emotions, right? Honestly, understanding the handling our emotions well, because our emotions are I wouldn't even call them an adaptive problem, but they require adaptive solutions. Just like weight loss requires there are technical answers, right? There are technical answers, but most of our problems require adaptive solutions. And so I said that your emotions are to your soul. Your ability to feel pain is what your ability to feel pain is to your body. I talked about the check engine light. Let me give you this picture, okay? God gave us the ability to feel physical pain for our own protection. If you had no ability to feel physical pain, you would be a hopeless mass of scars within a matter of weeks, right? Think about when you go to the dentist and like your tongue is numb, your lip is numb, right? The dentist tells you like, don't eat anything for a few hours, right? And it's not because you're gonna mess up the work that they just did. It's because you can't feel yourself like chewing on your lip and biting your tongue, inner part of your cheek, right? You have to be careful because you're not able to feel pain. This is the same thing with our emotions. A lot of times we want to just get rid of them. A lot of times we don't want to feel depressed. We don't want to feel anxiety. We don't want to feel anything. We just want to numb ourselves. But, right? Negative emotions perform this same function, but for your soul. Wouldn't it be great if you never felt depressed or anxious or angry? No, guys, no, it wouldn't. And like I said, you can think about negative emotions as being like the red warning light that comes on occasionally in your car. The light is there to alert you to a potentially serious problem in the engine. And our natural reaction when a painful emotion appears, we could be to ignore it, right? It'd be like putting a piece of tape over the warning light, no problem, the light's gone away. We're just consciously ignoring our feelings or choosing not to deal with them. Right? Which we know is unhealthy. But it's like trying to bury a mole, like a live mole, right? Or in case of Arizona, those little sand rats or those little desert prairie dogs, what we call them. Like if you're trying to bury one of those prairie dogs, right? It's just gonna claw its way up to the surface. It's the same thing with our emotions. And if you're like me, right? We're talking about our emotions being like the red check engine light in our car. Another way of dealing with the red light is picking up a hammer and smashing it, which is how I usually deal with it. In other words, we simply explode in an outburst of anger. That's better. I just had to get that off my chest. I'm good to go. But that's devastating to your spouse, your children, whoever else is within the perimeter of that explosion, right? The most suitable response when that red light comes on, of course, is to stop and take a good look at the engine to see what the problem is, right? And now, the best way to handle that's the best way to handle negative emotions too, right? Go get a diagnostic. But if we cannot understand this, we won't be able to then realize, right, what is happening, therefore not being able to find the solution. And like I was saying, the solution a lot of times is not a snap of the fingers. It takes a lot of work. But in this day and age, guys, where we can just basically get everything that we want in the boom, click of our fingers within a Google search bar, right? Like that's what we want. So what is the problem then, right? If what you believe does not reflect what is actually true, then what you feel won't reflect reality. Assess what life goals you have and ask God to reveal, discern, and give you wisdom in that. Negative emotions, right, can help us, but where do those negative emotions come from? They can come from faulty life goals, right? Sometimes I know that I used to really do this, put life goals for myself. And if I did not achieve them, I would be so upset, discouraged, feel like a failure, all this kind of stuff, right? And I want to ask you this question because I can answer it. Describe a life goal you have had that you thought would make you feel significant, secure, and accepted that ended up being blocked. And so you guys know that I opened a Glow Fitness Studio back in 2018, I think it was. And that was like a life goal that I thought would make me feel significant, secure, and accepted. That was my life goal. It was not aligned with the will of God, but let me also tell you that when God has a plan for you, which he does, no matter what you do, he can take all of the bad and make it work for his good, his plan. And so I opened up Glow, and it did not make me feel, it made me feel significant, secure, and accepted for a little bit of time. But it ended up being blocked. And that could be by people, circumstances, whatever. Nothing can stop the will of God, though, guys. So I want you, if you are feeling, right, depressed, anxious, emotions, anger signals a blocked life goal. Anxiety signals an uncertain life goal. Depression signals an impossible life goal. And we talk all about this. We're in chapter 6. Actually, we start chapter 7. This is chapter 6. But we're going into chapter 7 today with the group that I'm in. I'm not leading a group yet. I will eventually lead a group, but it's been helpful. So, my homework for you guys is just assess in your life the problems, right? What problems are you experiencing? Are they emotional? Does it pertain to weight loss? Is it like your physical health, right? Are these technical problems that require technical solutions, or are they adaptive problems that require adaptive solutions? Do you keep struggling with the same problem because you are seeking a technical solution to what is an adaptive problem? If you guys are just hopping on, make sure you watch from the beginning because you're not even gonna get it. Let me know though, guys, how I can pray for you. If I can help you, if you want to dig deeper into any of this stuff, or you kind of need help figuring out, all right, I'm dealing with this. Is this an adaptive problem? Is this a technical problem? Technical solution? Is there an adaptive solution? I love to help. Peace out.